Welcome back to PÖFF TV. My name is Johanna Kristina and we're here right in the heart of the Black Nights Film Festival. Today we have a brilliant director joining us behind the Boy with Pink Pants film. So let's give a big welcome to Margherita Ferri. Hi!
Hi!
How are you?
I'm fine.
When did you arrive?
I arrived last night.
Oh, okay.
So I see the city during the day for the first time
Oh,
this
okay,
morning.
cool.
It's really nice. Yeah.
Nice to hear, okay. Okay, but let's move to the questions. So, what inspired you to tell Andrea's story? And why did you think it was so important to share it with the audience?
Andrea's story was the first case of a teenager who took his life at 15 years old due to bullyism and homophobic bullyism and cyberbullyism. But back in 2012, there wasn't any definition yet of cyberbullyism. So bullyism related to social media and insults and hate on social media. So there wasn't even the language, to explain what happened. And but now, like, the phenomenon is not over. It increased. So the producer, who's also the screenwriter who started the project, and I thought that it was very relevant to us to speak to the younger generation, but also to parents and everybody about this phenomenon. But the movie is not a movie about the story of the death of this kid, but his life. Mm-hmm. And how absurd can be when you are a teenager, mm-hmm. to reach the point that other people, your peers, make you feel so useless, and then that you don't deserve to be in this earth, mm-hmm. Through social media, through violence, that some kids experience the same feeling that Andrea had, and maybe take very tragic decisions.
Mm-hmm. And it's based on a true story, right?
It is, yeah. So it happened in Rome in 2012.
Okay.
And we worked together also with the mother.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, like, how involved was Andrea's mother, and was she okay to, was she open to express her feelings to you, or to, collaborate with you?
Yeah, Teresa Manes, Andrea's mother, was very a big part of the project, because she, in first place, she decided after the death of his son to start to do some activity in schools, educational activity, right, against bullyism. Mm-hmm. By herself. And then I think that was like the seed of something bigger that then later became the movie, which is doing very well now in Italy. Mm-hmm. It's also, like, in terms of box office, and a lot of people are going to see it. And so I think she, in some way, she started everything, like choosing to tell the story, mm-hmm. and not to be silent, and doing. She was very brave, because it takes a lot of courage to take this such a big tragedy and talk about it and share it, yeah, for maybe the good of other people, that will come. Mm-hmm. So I think she's.
So she inspired you,
yeah,
to make this movie and this, to tell this story.
Yes, definitely. She's like the sparkle then gave life to this big project. Mm-hmm. First the activity in the school, the educational activity, then she wrote a book, then with the movie.
Okay, wow, that's really brave thing to do, and really important also to talk about it, I guess. But what message would you like to convey to the audience regarding youth mental health issues and bullying prevention?
So the movie, I think it has a very strong message in terms of, like, not be scared of talking about maybe, like, the unpleasant and difficult situation that can happen at that age. And because Andrea, in the movie and in real life, couldn't find the strength and the language to talk about his problems. So he wanted to protect his mother from the pain that he was suffering, but then he was alone in bearing all this this pain, and then he couldn't make it. But I think being a victim of bullyism, homophobic bullyism, it feels bad, and so talking and sharing it with other people will make you feel, maybe you're scared that it's gonna make you feel even worse, but actually sharing it, even with just one person, a teacher, a parent, a relative, or a friend, it's the start of a journey that of healing and like seeking justice, making also the community responsible for what is going on. Totally. Look for help makes the other people feel responsible and makes the other people in front of a choice. Maybe I should help this person and not stay silent. So starting to talk about a problem makes the problem smaller because we all share it and we all become responsible one for another. I mean, I think this is what is good about society,
Yeah, that's true. But what challenges did you face in portraying this story?
So I think the biggest challenge was the responsibility, because it's a true story, and I think my main audience that I didn't want to disappoint was Teresa, Andrea's mother, and I didn't know in the beginning if I was ready to tell a story, such a tragic story, with so much sorrow, so much pain. But then I had one of the meetings that I had with Teresa. I asked her, what do you want what do you expect from this movie? What would you like to see on the screen? And she said, I would like to see a movie, a very vital movie, full of life, like my son was. And that was like heartbreaking, of course. But then was a mission also. It became a mission that I shared with the main cast. Beautiful main cast with the crew, and so we all got together and we put a lot of love in this movie. I mean, sometimes when you go on set, it's not
that passionate.
Everybody was very passionate, of all age of people involved, the younger actors and the crew. To make a movie full of life, and so that was the challenge that we all took.
Because it's so like tragic, also like tragic story.
Yeah, but in the end, like you never. So we chose Roberta, the screenwriter, and I chose not to show the death of the main character. So you don't see. I mean, there's like a title card at the end, but it's actually the story of his life, not the story of his death.
Oh, I think it's really cool perspective also to make a movie. And if the mother wanted this like that, I think it's beautiful. But how did the movie visual and aesthetic style help convey Andrea's inner conflict and loneliness?
Oh, that's such a good question for a director. Thank you. So the movie, as I said before, is about his life, and it starts very light, not as a comedy, but very light in tone, And then as he meets his bully, with whom he started to develop, he starts to develop a toxic relationship, which is like you don't know if it's a friendship, if there's like an attraction, because they're very young, So and they are in that age where everything is very confused, You don't know if you like another person, you want to be like the other person, or you want to be friend, and I think that's very true to when you're a teenager.
Yeah.
And then it becomes darker as soon as this relationship with Christian develops. And so in the last part of the movie, the third part, where Andrea is bullied and they prank him, Christian and the other bullies push him outside of, the group of kids in school. I really had the freedom, and I worked very well with the director of photography, Martina Cocco, and who's half Swedish, I have to say, because we're in the north. And also my editor, Mauro Rossi, to convey the loneliness and the fact that he's out of the games. So, for example, we shot a sequence of the last day of freshman year in high school, where all the kids come out of the school, and it's like super slow motion, and they throw like water balloons, because that's something that they do in Italy last day of school.
Okay.
Yeah, every year, like the kids come out of school and they do like all these big water balloon fights that they take in the streets. It's crazy. Sometimes they add eggs and flour, but it's very messy. But we just stuck to the water balloons. And so there's this really long slow motion sequence where all the kids, they splash each other with the water balloons. They're very involved, and Andrea walks through them, and nobody involves him in the game.
Wow.
Nobody throws the balloons at him, and he's like invisible. He's literally out of the game for all the kids in school. And so that was something that wasn't even on the script, you know. It was just like one line, and we decided to develop it. It's something that could visually convey the loneliness of this kid at the moment, and the fact that he felt left out.
Yeah. Wow. Good job. Well, what feedback you received about the movie so far?
So the movie came out in Italy on November 7th, so like 10 days ago.
Yeah.
And not even 2 weeks. And it's going really well. So the producer was really faithful. He really invested in the distribution because he believed in the project. And I mean, I'm an independent filmmaker, so I'm not used to do so good at the box office. But we are second, just below The Gladiator. So
whoa,
it's going well. And like hundreds of people text me through Instagram every day that they watch the movie. Teenagers or with parents, and also Claudia Pandolfi, the main actress who plays Teresa. She's really popular in Italy, and she receives like hundreds of messages.
Yeah, okay.
Samuele Carrino, the main character, he's like overwhelmed with people who also they share their stories with us, stories of being bullied as a kid, or like kids that are living similar situations. And so I think it's the movie is touching something that it's a problem, an actual problem right now, because so many people are feeling involved in the topics.
Yeah, but do you feel that this movie could be shown to school students also, or
it is being shown? To
already,
schools.
okay.
Yeah. So we have special screenings. Some matinee for schools, and we had a premiere just for schools with so we take the schools to the movie theaters. I mean, the schools take the kids to the movie theater. Yeah. And so many students are watching the movie because it's not a movie developed specifically for kids, because it's for everybody. But there is a specific distribution for schools, and to involve them, to engage the students into talk about this problem, you know.
Yeah, and maybe this movie also comforts somebody from this age, you know. And it's really important that they can see it and think that maybe there's a solution to talk to somebody, or you know, inspiring to do some moves, so they wouldn't be alone if they feel like this.
Yeah, to inspire them and start a dialogue, you know, like a conversation about this topic, because sometimes especially younger people, they don't have the instruments, you know, they don't have the tools to say, okay, this is wrong, what I'm living is wrong, I can ask for help. But maybe through the story they can see each other. But also bullies, I think this is very good movies for bullies.
Okay.
Because sometimes you don't, like when you're a kid, you're just mean and you don't realize how your words and your action can affect the others.
Yeah.
Maybe for somebody it's just a joke, especially, through a screen, through social media, because you are safe, you're far away, nobody can, nobody can punch you back, and people are so mean. They say so many hateful things, but the movie shows Andrea's point of view, like his feeling, his emotion, and I think one of the strongest messages is that you'll never, like, you have to be careful of your words and what you say to other people, because maybe for you it's a joke, it's funny, but you'll never know how on the other side.
Yeah, exactly.
These words, maybe they can become bullets.
Yeah. Wow. But I think it's so important topic to talk about just because of that. And but thank you. We've uncovered so many details about this movie and about the story. And thank you for coming. And it was really nice to meet you.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. And thank you, PÖFF TV, for tuning. We're tuning into PÖFF TV. And I hope I will see you here again. So bye.
Bye.